Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last Three Braincells Podcast, featuring myself, John Codet, as well as NanoBunTV and Gears. But don't fucking interrupt my introduction, bitch.
We introduce each other. You're not allowed to introduce me. Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Wait, what? How does this work?
I mean, at least last time we had each other introduce. Like, I pointed to you and had you say your name, and I pointed to him and had him say his name.
I'm gay.
Oh, okay.
NanoBun. You're not. This is just a lie. He's not at all.
I'm gay.
This is lies and slander. We have evidence.
We have evidence. Well,
we have evidence.
All right. So, for everyone at home, John is currently feeling ill. So, he's in bed.
I feel like shite. There's a couple things going on here. Number one, I feel like crap, so I'm laying in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I am very, very heavily medicated on all sorts of things.
So many drugs
right now. So I don't know what I'm going to say. About halfway through, I am taking... How many can I take of this?
Checking the directions.
Two or one.
Consult a doctor. Don't do things that I do.
Yeah.
I took a lot.
He's
of things
stupid.
I probably shouldn't have all at once.
4 medications. All at once that do the same shit.
No.
Listen, it will be fine. I will. Hey, this is an Advil PM. This will knock me out, so then I can maybe sleep. What else was I saying?
Yeah, the second reason.
I am also at my parents' house.
Can you grab me my energy? Look, all you fuckers stay up at night all the fucking time. I don't. I actually live a normal life.
Yeah, you have a normal life and a normal schedule.
I have to fucking take 16 energy drinks.
No, I stay up on the weekends. I go to bed at like 9 p.m. during the weekdays. Like weekdays, I'm like, oh, it's 9 p.m. Time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like my cock.
Sometimes Nano keeps me up doing a collab stream for 4 hours, even though I don't want to.
You know,
I am not a streamer.
he streams. He's not a streamer.
I stream occasionally.
I'm too explicit to be a streamer.
Whenever I am very upset about streaming. What?
Huh? What?
Honestly, you know what I want to try and do? Game streaming, but on Pornhub.
No.
That would probably work.
You know, someone's probably done it before. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's a bit or if this actually happened. It was at least a bit for a video where Scott the Woz uploaded a video of himself eating cereal to Pornhub, but I don't know if he actually did or if he just said that he did.
Look, if Belle and Delphine can literally caress a cock on stream on Pornhub, then I can too.
I think you're talking about a chicken, but
that
would. Oh my god.
Belle Delphine actually
That's a
did that.
funny idea.
She actually fucking did that.
Wait, she caressed a chicken instead?
Yeah, like she was like stroking a cock for 10 hours, and it's just her holding a chicken.
She just has a chicken. Oh my god.
Have you never
stealing
seen
ideas?
No,
I've not seen
I want to do that now.
I've not seen that.
Look, I don't like... Belle Delphine was the biggest fucking troll that there ever was, except for a few others, which we're going to be talking about today.
Listen, whenever it comes to like real life women, I'm not that interested. I'm interested in all the anime girls.
I like me some robo-hoes.
This is the thing that you keep saying whenever referring to the avatar that I worked on.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're welcome.
I don't have feet.
So just you doing that without the feet, just the straight legs, just like you're a fucking.
I'm you, but better.
No,
it's the peg legs. It's a pirate.
What are the guys with the laser eyes from Half-Life 2? The like the husk kind of guys. I forgot. They have like the stick legs. I don't remember.
I got done with my energy.
Strider.
No, the Strider are like the super tall guys, like the super tall things.
Yeah, that's a Strider.
There's another enemy I'm thinking of. I cannot think of the name of it for the life of me.
Until Nano regains their memory.
Yeah.
Do it now.
So.
Do it now!
So, yeah, John, sick parents' house. That's about it. So we're doing this weird format. It'll be fine.
This will be fine.
Yeah,
this may happen every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. This cardboard cutout was made very like very quickly. It doesn't even sync correctly. So for Gears, this cardboard cutout is not even here.
It's Germa, isn't it?
They're
It's
insane.
not Germa. It's not Germa.
You have this
I should have done
Germa.
Germa. I should have done Germa. It would have been a really good idea.
You have Germa for like everything.
Who's that Pokemon?
In like everything. It's just Germa. It's always Germa.
It's always Germa. It's always Germa.
Give me photos of Germa on my desk now.
I'm gonna go put a photo of Germa over there on the shelf now. If you don't shut up. If you both don't shut up, I'm gonna put a picture over there.
There's gonna be a day
There's supposed
where
to be a
it's
Discord ping
just
over
every
there.
photo.
Yep.
It's just Germa. There's gonna be Germa
Yeah.
action
On top of
figures and
several things for an
everything.
April Fool's episode, that's one of the things. All the photos over there, Germa.
Yeah.
Oh no, my sibling every single
It's
day
just
when I
there's only
wake
one
up, they will
problem.
send me the Sparkle On image every single day, where Germa's doing the fucking
Sparkle on.
sleigh pose.
Oh my god, do you know what
Every
my
single
sister used to do to me
Wow.
every single morning, or like whenever it was the morning? She was like, good morning, Star Child. The Earth says hello.
That's the thing that Willy Wonka says in the 2005 movie. Yeah, I remember my shit. I remember my shit.
She used to say that.
Your culture
I'm
for
culture.
once. How in
Well,
the
I watched
hell?
it a million times. Who could
Finally,
have guessed?
Nano finally actually knows something that I fucking say out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've watched the movie a million times. Who could have guessed?
Also, I gotta say something about your hat.
Or just a movie thing in general.
What the fuck?
You just now noticed the holes in it?
Why is there just a big ass?
The holes are for the ears.
I'm gonna fucking rip out your ears.
See, look, it's for the ears. Audio listeners love you to death. In my top hat, there is cutouts on the left and right side for my ears to come out. Friendly reminder, again, for the audio listeners, because I need to start saying this at the start of the episode or something like that. This is being recorded in VR chat. So Gears and I are
Which
sitting
means
on the couch next to each other, even though we're like not
Correction.
in the same state.
2/3 of this currently is being
Yeah,
filmed.
2/3
in VR
being
chat.
filmed in VR chat.
The one.
I'm inside
The
Nano.
1/3 is currently me laying on a bed. Wait, what?
I'm
What was it?
inside Nano.
He said the thing.
Currently in VR chat, Gears is plowing me.
No,
And I'm
that's
just
not
dying.
happening. That's not happening. That's actually, you know what? That is happening because that'll drive more people to the YouTube. That is
Stop.
happening. Get over here to
Stop
see
it.
it.
Stop it.
This went from funny to demonetized. I'm taking the Advil.
Take the Advil.
But because we're in VR chat, violence is always an option.
Did Nana pull out the revolver?
No, I did not. I was about
Fucking
to,
just-
but
I
he
just-
fucking clocked me instead before I even had a chance to. So we've got a few things to talk about today. John, do you want to take the floor for the first topic? Right now, the most recent one that was brought up in the group chat because
The
I
most
find that
recent
one really
one that was brought
I'm
up.
interested to hear about it.
So, yesterday.
Oh, that topic.
Yeah, that topic. So, yesterday, I leave my house. So, there's multiple layers to this story. I leave my house to come here to my parents' house. And I make a couple of different stops in a couple of different places to be able to try and get a few things. I wanted to get a couple of different like art supplies and stuff like a doll rod and a few other things. And I was also looking for One Piece cards. I did not get either of those things. As I'm driving around those different places and I'm starting to head over towards my parents' direction, I get a email from. I'm not going to specify what the email is, just because currently that's a very personal thing. It's business related. That's essentially all you really need to know. It's a very business related email. So I get this email and I kind of glance at it and I immediately notice like what it is. It's like, oh shoot, I can't respond to that until I either stop or I get to my parents' house. So I was like, well shoot, I'm not going to be able to look at that because I'm driving. So essentially I'm driving down the road. And I think as I'm getting towards a highway, I accidentally am speeding, even though every other car around me is going the same damn speed. And I'm not even speeding by much. And so I'm driving down, and I see behind me that a cop is pulling me over, and I'm like, oh, piss. And it's like, it's about what normally happens whenever you get pulled over is this. You get pulled over, Dude comes up and asks for your license registration. You give it to him, and he takes it back, crunches whatever numbers on his laptop, and then comes back and gives it back, and maybe a ticket, maybe a warning, whatever. That's about usually how it is. This was a little different because he comes up and he doesn't ask me for license registration immediately. The first thing he asked me is if I have any weapons on me. And I tell him no. And I'm a little confused, but I don't really think much of it. And I already have my license out. And I've also got my registration, like my insurance and registration stuff. And I'm fixing to give him the registration. And he's like, no, I don't need the registration. I just need your license. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. He then asked me to get out of the vehicle and come with him to get into the passenger side of his vehicle. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And as I'm getting out, I turn off my vehicle, and I have in my hands are now my car keys, and my iPhone is in my right hand. And I get out, and he asked me again if I have any weapons on me. This is the second time he's asked me if I have any weapons on me. And I say, no, I don't. And it's like, huh. It's just like, okay, so this is very, very strange. It's just like a really strange moment of just like, what is going on? I told this to my mom later, and she's like, there's definitely something going on around where you live, to where it's like, because as if anyone has seen what I look like or how I dress in general. I wear a large brim hat and just not super like crazy clothing. Sometimes like a jacket, sometimes just like a hoodie or whatever. It's not really like
for context. It's the hat that's up in the logo, right? It's that one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a hat that's in the logo.
It's correct. It's a much more unique hat, definitely.
Yeah. So, but the car that I drive is just a really old car. Like it's a car that a grandmother would drive. It's really old. It's a little beat up, and it's not in great condition. But it gets me places, and it was a hand-me-down, hilarious enough, from my grandma. So it was just like, okay. So it's like, my mom's like, you've been profiled for something, because there must be like someone that they're looking for that drives a similar car, and it's kind of like that. And I'm like, they're profiled. What are they profiled me for? And she looks at me. She's like, they might have profiled you for a pimp. And I'm like, a Dollar General pimp, if that's the case.
I'm gonna ask these few questions, John. What exactly did they drive?
Huh? It was just a standard police car. I mean, it was like, because I knew what kind of cars that, like, I don't remember exactly what it is, but I definitely like remember what type, because like it was a local one from where I live, so I definitely recognized it. I knew that it was an actual
anything wrong with the uniform at all, or just like something wrong with the interior?
Nope, everything was pretty much police.
Damn, because the tight, like how they pulled you over and everything. It just seems like it's one of the guys who fucking fake being a police officer and try and get cash out of you.
I saw a thing like that recently, somewhere in Europe, where there was a guy he was going around with like a credit card scanner and like trying to fine people for like, I don't even remember what the stupid reason was. It was like something really dumb. It must have been something like littering or something like that. And he was trying to go around and like he had like the fucking credit card scanner that you'd see like in a grocery store, right? He was walking around with that. It was so dumb.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Would you like to make a purchase?
Continue your story.
It just reminded me of that.
I mean, it was just kind of like one of those deals where it's like, very strange. So I go over and I get in, and if you're in the passenger seat of a cop car, it is very, very small space. It is really small. It's like you are packed in there. It is small.
There's a laptop carrier right in front of you. You're squeezed into the
it's just right over. Like I'm sitting in here. It's just like right over my left leg right here, and it's like
that doesn't make any sense. When you are being placed into a cop car for any reason, even unhandcuffed, just to sit there, even just to sit there, to have a place to sit, it's always the back seat.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, they
don't wanna-
always the back seat.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going
Yeah.
on. I just sat right there. He put in the information. I mean, like, it is if you look at my build, anyone can take me. So I don't think he was particularly threatened by the Dollar General pimp. So
Yeah.
he had also asked me as if I had ever been in trouble before, which I'm like, I had gotten pulled over for speeding or whatever like that, but that's about the extent. I've not really been in like any major crime or anything like that. So
He's a
it's
good
like,
boy.
yeah. So,
Thousands of
but it was
pounds of
just a
cocaine
weird set
traveled
of
across
questions
the
and stuff
states.
that was being asked. So I'm sitting in there, and like I said, I still have my car keys, my wallet, and my phone in my hand. I didn't put them in my pockets because if he's going to ask me twice if I have weapons, I'm not putting my hands anywhere near my pockets. That's just not going to happen. So I'm sitting there and I'm holding all these things, and I'm like, I have that business email that I got earlier. I'm gonna respond to that.
That's a good. You know what? That's. Yeah, sure.
I
enough.
I had nothing better to do.
The officer, what the hell are you doing? I'm just responding to a business email. Don't worry.
Did he have a
don't worry.
problem with that? Because he didn't say anything about like don't use your phone.
He didn't give a shit.
Okay.
At that point, that might be an officer who's just been like, he's either a recruit or like just new, or he's been in the system for a long time. He just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Why would he? He
Yeah.
would ask several times if you have weapons, but he wouldn't like tell you to stop using your phone, which is like. It seems a little weird to me that there would be one without the other.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you would probably want someone to like you to not be in contact with anyone while he's like running your shit to make sure you're not a wanted criminal from a gang of people
Highway
who you can,
54,
who you can
off of
speed
exit
who you can
34.
speed tile and be like, hey, come help me
Yeah.
out or something. Like, no.
No.
Run and gun operation.
I don't know.
None of this makes
it was
any
very
sense. The
blatant
same
what
with
I
the
was
putting
doing.
you
I
in the
just
front
flipped
seat.
over to my emails. I just flipped over my
Yeah.
phone, flipped over to my emails, and then just went haywire on it. So it's just like, whatever. So I don't know.
Jesus, John. You're getting racially profiled.
Like I said, I guess he thought that I was. My mom thinks that like it was like some form of like because like there's some different like, not like major crimes, but like different smaller crimes and stuff that occasionally happens
Yeah.
where I live, and so then it's like maybe like they were looking for someone and they thought that I was potentially that person, and they pulled me out because he let me off with a warning. I thought I was going to get a ticket, but he let me off with a warning, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know.
Weird all around.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely very
extremely
strange,
don't make sense. Like police
Yeah.
interactions, because that's several of those things just don't make any sense. Like especially for me, asking for weapons several times. Yeah, it's weird for me though. The thing that's even more weird beyond that is the just whole like
No registration.
more so the sitting you in the front seat.
That also. But
Yeah,
The no
like, they
registration
never-
also like was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They never seat you in the front seat though. Like they'll leave the
Yeah.
door open and have you unhandcuffed and just have you like sitting in the back seat with like even your legs just like out like hanging out the door and stuff, like just sideways on the seat and everything.
Well, I guess you
Like-
here.
I don't
I
know.
still-
Yeah, it's either got to be a like new recruit or someone who's just doesn't give a fuck anymore, right?
You know what? You know what would be extremely hilarious is if somehow he like recognized like my name and stuff from like VR chat stuff because
He recognized the hat. He knew the hat.
and it either recognized the hat or like recognized my name through like someone else's video or something, which is like, oh shit, he plays VR chat. As if I put him in handcuffs, he might come. So this might not be.
He
something-
might come. He might come. He might
Oh
come
my God.
aggressively.
There's a reason now
might like
why
it.
this podcast is labeled as explicit.
This went from funny to demonetized.
No, I was since the first episode, I've actually been making sure that we're all good to go for when the episodes come out, because this is only the second episode. The first episode has not come out yet, and we also plan to record another one or two on the following, like next week. And then, like, we'll start releasing them as the episodes are quite a few weeks behind. And
Nano's got a job.
yeah, I've got a job and just like other responsibilities, and I would like us to be a few episodes ahead so that if we ever need to take a week off, then it's okay to do so. And So I was working on all of the, seeing, okay, how do you get a podcast to go up on, like, these other websites like Spotify and, like, Apple Podcasts and all that kind of stuff. So, really cool website. I think I'll stick with them as rss.com because they just do it all. Like, they do all the websites with, like, one upload, which is pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. And I had the option to choose if it was explicit or not. And I said... yeah, I probably need to check this. Not only is there a lot of swearing, but there's definitely a lot of other interesting things, like you just mentioned with the with the handcuffs.
Nano is pure.
I am not. Oh, you are
Nano's
so wrong. So wrong.
This is why I'm shaking my head no. You see me shaking my head.
You can't be shaking your head no. It's a podcast. They can't see that.
Exactly.
Audio listeners love you to death. He's shaking his head no. Anyways. Anytime I say that, there's going to be an image that appears right here.
Audio listeners, Nano is currently pantsless.
You've got tights.
You'll have to go watch the podcast on YouTube to see whether or not I actually am. See?
Well, Gears doesn't have any clothes.
Or am I telling a lie?
Well, John,
Where's
I
the
don't have
Advil?
clothes.
Oh yeah, you don't
Okay.
because you're using the Runa Avi.
This is what was it? It was a different one though. It's not the Runa exactly.
It's
the,
Ranu.
It's Ranu.
It's Ranu.
Ranu, which is like it's made by the same person, but it's got like a lot of key differences.
It's an industrial
with the
model.
mesh. Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
That's why there's no
the
legs.
difference?
That's why there's no feet, because you don't need feet. You just have peg legs.
I'm a peg leg. I'm a pirate. Yar har.
Damn you, you beat me to
Being
it.
a pirate is all right with. Wait a minute, is that copyrighted?
No, I don't think so.
Being a
I
pirate
don't
is all
think
right
you
with
said
me.
you're
Do what you
okay.
must, cause a pirate is free.
You are a pirate.
Yar har diggy dee dee. Okay.
I'm
I
pretty
was
sure
gonna
it's
take it a step further to
fiddle-dee-dee,
say that like
but
you're
close enough.
Shush.
a steampunk pirate. That's where I was gonna go with it.
Extremely futuristic.
Yeah.
I have jelly in my belly.
Yeah, there's this like really cool transparency effect in the belly
show-
area.
For the audio listeners, I love you to death, but you can't see this shit. So let me just show. Oh yeah, look at that tummy.
It's really nice looking. This
Oh yeah,
My
it also
stomach is
slinks up
jello.
really well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got the really nice thing of some VR chat avatars don't have correct proportions. For example, a lot of them suffer from the thing known as anime leg syndrome, where the legs are a lot longer than your typical human proportions, which causes it to be really annoying to use in full body, because where your foot is will line up with where the avatar's knee is, and it will be like you're walking on stilts.
So shitty.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. The last time an avatar actually fit me correctly was a Roxy animatronic avatar from Five Nights at Freddy's Security
telling
Break,
us
and it
this.
fit
Yeah.
me perfectly.
Yeah.
Also, secondarily, I have one topic to talk about. So, does everyone remember the solar eclipse that happened recently?
I didn't see it because I was asleep,
Yeah.
but
I got to actually view it, and it was such a weird experience. It was going right over one of the areas that are on it, and at the place I was at, there's an Apple store, and I got to sign up for a free demo of the Apple Vision Pro.
okay, pretty cool.
Let me tell you, it is one of the weirdest experiences I ever had. I can definitely see it as being a like desktop workspace environment type of system. It helps a lot with that. It integrates itself within the Mac devices, so if you're able to do like desk work on emails and shit like that, it helps with that very easily because you can have your Mac set up already, plus also have your own Windows set up with like inspirational art pieces or some shit like that, and do your other stuff on your phone. You can actually have your messages up on it. It's really cool. The guy was trying to sell me on it. I'm just like, no, I'm not spending $4,000
You also have
on
a
this
VR
one
headset
thing.
at home, but you know,
Yeah, I have a
have
headset
an
at home.
Xbox.
But it
one
was
that can actually play games, unlike the Vision Pro's stupid fucking Fruit Ninja that barely functions. Like playing
Oh,
games
I
on that thing
know.
is so bad. It is not a gaming headset.
Actually,
I think there's one rhythm
with
game
some
that's good.
games, no. With some games, it's really fun because it doesn't have controllers and uses the eyes as your controller and your hands. So the guy was like, "I'm gonna have to like get you up on the concept." I'm like, "Dude, I already know this shit. I love VR. It's one of my favorite fucking things. I have a VR headset at home. I have 3. I used to have 3 of them. I now have 2 of them. I've had some from 2019 to 2016 to up to the Quest 3 recently. The fucking spatial computing on that thing is awesome. I love that thing because you can use you can just use your hands instead. That's so fucking cool. So he's like, so you have to do this and this, and I'm just like, dude, just show me what the fuck I'm trying to click onto, not telling me how to use it. So
he's not used to that. Most of the people going into an Apple store are typically not the people who own a VR headset.
Yeah, so I actually got it. But the thing is that dude was really into VR. I could definitely tell because he was like, he actually knew things like way above that would be.
There's
just
probably
like
a list of talking points of things he just had to say, like that, he would literally get in trouble for if he didn't say.
No, it wasn't. It was like he knew about like the Steam Deck and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he knew further into
if you know
like
about
the
that,
information on VR.
No. I mean, like him trying to explain to you how to use it. I'm saying like he was probably gonna get in trouble if he didn't say that to you, no matter how experienced you were.
I was just like speed through it as fast as you can. I don't care. And so I'm just like clicking around.
Buddy,
and so
I know. I have this script.
Yeah, it works off your eyes, so you actually get to look around. So you're like, okay, let me look at that, and then click. You don't put it up in front of you and then do that. No, you just leave your hands down here and you just go click. Click, click.
It's a little different from the way that you use finger inputs on the Quest, because with that you have to point and click with your fingers, but you still can, and it's pretty nice. But with the Apple Vision Pro, wherever you are looking precisely with your eyeballs, like wherever your main focus point is the cursor. So you have to get used to that because I saw a lot of people needed to get used to that for a couple hours because they were instinctually kind of used to the way the Quest does it, where you have to kind of point your finger where you want and then click. No, you do click with your finger still, but you point with your eyes. And I guess that takes some getting used to.
And I was like, yo, these use pancake lenses. And he's like, yeah, you're right. What the fuck? I'm just like, yeah, no, don't worry. No, and he was like, the pixel density and the eyes are really amazing. I'm like, they're about the same as the Quest, so.
I think, no, it's a lot higher.
No, the pixel density is 4K.
Yeah.
They're both 4K displays.
Maybe the Quest 3, not the Quest 2. I don't know. I haven't actually looked into the numbers.
The Quest 3 is a 4K display on both eyes. Same with the Oculus, or not the Oculus, the Vision Pro.
I still have not had a chance to try pancake lenses. I really want to. The only headsets in my house.
They're fucking awesome. Yeah. You know the Fresnel lenses that they use?
Yeah, I know the Fresnel lenses, of course. I'm using them right now.
They leave that little ring. They leave a little ring that's around your eyes. Yeah, pancake lenses? Yeah, you don't see that. Like, barely. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
The only headsets in my house is the Index that I'm using, the HTC Vive that's not really functioning correctly, that's in a box over here, and then my siblings got the Quest 2. Yeah. Vive.
HTC Vive brothers.
Mm-hmm. So, there's a Quest 2 in my house, but that one's still using the Fresnel lenses. I just haven't seen like anybody talk about the Quest 3, despite the fact that I guess it's sold pretty well. And you know, it's definitely a way nicer headset, but it just didn't have as much of a need for it.
The thing is that the Quest 3 is a great headset until you just talk about Facebook. That's its main oof point.
Let's take all the Facebook out of it. Even then, like, okay, the marketplace there isn't bad. You can still sideload apps. It's not locked down like an Apple device would be, where you can still sideload stuff that's not on the store.
Steam Link is also on as well, which means now you have your entire thing, which actually Steam Link does work really well.
It's just virtual desktop, but less fiddling around with settings. Because we've already had the ability to use a Quest wirelessly with a PC, but then now Steam has their own software for it, which is nicer.
And I also hate how fucking Meta did not try to make their own like software for, you know, getting a linkage between your Oculus and your computer.
They don't really have a huge interest in, because they want you to buy the games on their store because they get money.
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever you want to link it, do you want to know what you use? Rift.
Yeah, the old Rift software.
The old Rift software. They haven't even changed the logo on it to be Meta. It's just Rift.
Yeah,
it's a little silly,
but no, like so Steam Link came by and was like, "Here, have like an easy access to your Steam software." And you can also, if you have base stations, you can then now use all your fucking normal equipment in line with your headset.
Like full body tracking on a wireless headset, which is awesome because I guess the wireless kit that was being made for the Index by a third-party company, I don't remember the name of them.
Nofio.
Yeah.
Nofio.
Yeah, Nofio. I guess it released, and some people were getting their hands on it, and some people still had a lot of their stuff delayed. And I guess it's just not good, and people are actually trying to get like refunds on their orders that haven't shipped yet because it's not good, which is a shame, because the Index is a really nice headset, and the fact that like they tried, some people tried to get...
It is getting old, though.
I know, but still, people tried to get a wireless situation worked out, and it's just not good. It finally came out, and it's not good, and that makes me sad.
So for anyone wanting to buy a headset within the next few years, please do wait, because new stuff does come out every single year.
Yeah.
But if you're needing one like now, I would actually suggest the Quest 3.
I'd suggest either the Quest 3 if you want a good headset that's going to last you a while, that's really fucking durable, and that has wireless and PC VR capability.
Yeah. You will have to get attachments and accessories for it for it to work.
If you don't have a computer, Quest 3 hands down, especially.
So,
but hold on, there's another one in this picture here. For the people who have a lot of money, I used to recommend the Valve Index because it's $1,000 for the full kit of headset, 2 controllers, and 2 base stations. But now there's a much better option for people who have the money to spend right now.
What is it?
Big Screen Beyond plus Index controllers and base stations.
So you get the Index controllers, base station, and everything like that, and also the Big Screen Beyond because of it being such a the Big Screen Beyond for everyone who doesn't know.
And we need to do an episode on it when I'm using it, because I do plan to buy one within the next couple of months. Like, I've actually decided on it that I will be doing so. It is a very tiny headset. Like, imagine the Valve Index, but like 4 times smaller. Like, it's like a quarter of the size.
For everyone who doesn't know what Big Screen Beyond's headset is, it is a small form factor fit. They actually ask you to laser scan your face with your phone if you have an iPhone, but there's some other ways they do it as well. And they will make a foam cutout of your face for you, and also ask you what your prescription is if you have glasses, and actually make and install lens inserts into your headset for you.
There is a downside with this, because if you...
No one can share it.
Yeah,
you can't share it.
Well, not exactly. So you can kind of share the headset, and it will kind of fit other people's faces, but not perfectly, because it fits yours perfectly. Additionally, you can get different foam inserts for other people's faces if they also did their face scans. But one thing that you can't change still is the lens distance, the IPD, of how wide apart it is from your eyes. So even if somebody put on the foam insert for themselves, then the IPD is still screwed up, so it's going to be like either blurry on the far edges or blurry on the close edges of the lenses. It's like very much so a $1,000 for you, and no one else can really use it.
John, your input on VR?
Here's the other thing on the Big Screen Beyond, because I do want to at least acknowledge this, because it's like, oh, this is the greatest thing, this is what we recommend. I do want to make sure that people know that is $1,000 just for the headset. That doesn't include controllers or any of the
That's why I'm just recommending this if you've got the money to blow right now.
The money. Oh, there's also the Pavio or whatever it's called.
In reality, for me, I'm going to recommend the Index first before I recommend the Big Screen. After the Index is if you really like it and you're really getting into VR, then I would recommend the Big Screen Beyond. But I would, because $1,000 you get the Index, the controllers, and 2 base stations for $1,000.
It is a very nice deal.
Because the Big Screen Beyond
if you're going to go straight into Big Screen Beyond route, that's $1,000 plus controllers. So as if you're going to be getting the Index controllers, that's going to be about $280. And then for base stations, that's $120. You're going to at least need 2. So that's going to be $240 in total. So now you're going to be looking at about $1,500 to $1,600.
Should be $1,500 on the dot. I'm pretty sure minus shipping costs or taxes, so it'll probably work out to $1,600. And then this is the thing you do a Big Screen Beyond if you have money to blow. If you got a lot of cash.
The Index is a really nice option. Also, their warranty is extremely nice. I've known Nano. Yes. How many fucking hands have you gone through?
This is my 3rd pair.
And how much did you pay for all that?
So there's the 1-year warranty in the US, so I was able to get 1 warranty replacement to get to the 2nd set. The 3rd set was well out of warranty, so I did actually have to buy these.
Yeah, they have a 1-year warranty. They will replace anything as long as it's in that warranty, including it. Let's say your headset connection breaks or something like that. They will just give you a fucking new headset. Mm-hmm. And sometimes a new cord for or something like that.
I've heard of reports of people getting a new cable outside of their warranty because the cable is not perfect. So that's nice.
I have not had any problems with it.
Yeah, I haven't either, but some people, depending on what they do, just if it gets twisted one bad way one time, you're completely screwed. It's not
the only one I've had problems
cable.
with is the fucking the cable clips. Those things that hold the cable under your head.
Mine snapped off immediately.
I had to replace it with, those Velcro little things that people give you whenever you buy a new cord.
Yeah.
So you can do. I literally wrap it around once on the cord and then wrap it around my headset to keep it all like nice. And so I have this one little Velcro strip on my head, and it hurts sometimes to take off. But hey, I get legs.
It took me about 4 years to go through a cable. I had my Index for about 4 years until my cable went bad, and then I had to replace it.
Yeah. Which is a pretty good amount. Yeah.
The Index is 4 or 5. No,
it's $500 for just the headset.
No, 4 or 5 years old.
Oh,
somewhere around
It is old. It doesn't have the It doesn't have the best on like the quality of the lenses. It still has Fresnel lenses. It still has its own little problems, and this is only because it is an old headset. Do remember, and you're still getting it brand new. And like, don't they actually pre-make these before they ship them out? Like, people have their orders and then they go through it and then they ship it out, or is it all already just made?
I'm pretty sure they have them all made already.
Okay, I think they have them all made because it's a manufacturing thing. They've probably
to my knowledge, the only two headset companies that
order stuff from them, they get it out quick.
Yeah, the only two companies is Big Screen Beyond and Apple Vision Pro. They do also do some face fitting. They don't do nearly as much as Big Screen, but they do some face fitting. They still have you scan your face. It's funny with the Vision Pro, you have to. They also do something with the foam width, but I think they only have just a couple options they choose from. They don't do Big Screen where they have the full precise. I've seen it on some reviews, I think.
Okay. The guy didn't tell me anything about that. He told me
he literally was near as custom as the Big Screen because that one's
They told me to bring
molded.
my glasses. They literally told me to bring my glasses, and because they were going to literally they made it. This is the thing. Apple made a device to literally. You stick your lens in there, and then it measures it and finds out exactly what your prescription is.
That's
just
cool.
From that. They made a literal device just to do that, so that they could fucking put it in, scan it, and fucking make your eye and put in a lens insert that is that prescription and fucking let you use it.
That's
and then
cool.
it does all the adjustments afterwards based off of what your lenses are. It's so fucking cool. It was also one of the only headsets that actually got me to have phantom sense. Immediately after wearing it.
That is crazy.
So it changes, how you've seen those reviews where it changes your skin, the tone of your skin to the environment around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fucking weird. I was like, oh my God, and it slightly shows people around you in they're low opacity. So it's just, you can see them very, very slightly. And one of the cooler parts
they're ghosts. You were seeing ghosts.
But no, so one of the cooler parts is that the touching on it, the keyboard, that was what got me. I literally poked the keyboard and all of a sudden just felt it go through my finger. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's great.
And he's like, what? And I was like, have you ever heard of phantom sense? And he's like, yes. I just had it with the keyboard, and he's like, "Oh Jesus."
That is interesting. It being a headset dependent. I wonder if anything similar will happen to me when I get the big screen. Because it's much nicer, much higher resolution than the Index. I'm pretty sure.
It is. It's much higher resolution. I've always wanted to get those 5K, 8K displays, those big Pimax ones, but they're so fucking heavy and so big.
No, those things are absolutely massive. They're comically large.
Strap concave.
I know my friend Chronic at least had one for a while. I don't know if he still uses it or not. I assume he probably does. I think he has a Pimax 5K, and it's just really fucking
their
wide.
Neck, I'm sorry.
They
fucking
wide.
went
it's like
this.
they're fucking hammerhead sharks. Jesus
they
Christ.
fucking they went like this and just really fast and quickly abruptly stopped and just It just kept going.
Yeah, if you whip your head, like, that's one issue I have with every single VR headset other than the big screen beyond, because it's smaller and lighter. The lighter and smaller a headset is, the less, like, when you turn your head with a big thing on your face, your head will turn perfectly, but, like, it'll then be jostled back a bit due to the momentum that the headset has, because that's kind of how physics work, you know?
So there are some new headsets coming out that have something, I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's like DPS or something like that. Basically what it... No, basically what it does... Sorry, that's a different thing.
That's a much different abbreviation.
We don't talk about that thing. No, so what it does, it actually changes the distance between the lens...
Video watchers, you saw my face.
The lens and the screen to equate for somebody's vision. Instead of having to get inserts, it just changes the distance so that it will focus better into your eye. Yeah, there's headsets out there that do that, and so they're basically just allowing anyone to use it, and I can't wait for it because how much it costs me to get lens inserts, because I have lens inserts, because if I don't, my glasses, my actual glasses in real life, they get scratched. They get scratched to all living hell, and I have to get lens inserts. Not every year, but every few years. My eyes haven't changed much, and also I don't have to deal with extreme, like, high-quality images in this game at all. So that's great. But it is such a bitch because it costs $100 just to get replacement lenses every year if I were to do so.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, and the worst part is the current ones I have are shit. I hate them. I fucking hate them because their focal point is not in the middle. It's not.
So
if I put it in the middle, like if I put my headset down where it should be, like on my nose bridge and everything, and where my eyebrows, it gets blurry. It gets blurry as all hell. If I look straight, I can't see. But if I look down, I can see pretty well. So I have to have I have a bunch of gunk on the top of my lenses because they're touching my eyebrows.
Oh my god. I could not even imagine.
The focal point is south.
I could not imagine. Yeah. I cannot wear this headset if it's like I have to wear it slightly up or slightly down. It's got to be like straight on, which it's actually not right now, which is causing it to be a bit blurry.
I'm wearing my headset like they're on my cheekbones. It hurts to have this on like for hours upon hours.
Haha, headset users right now. Haha.
Shut up, you're sick.
Laying in bed with his little blankie.
Does he got a little blankie?
He's got a blankie. He pulled up the blankie.
Because my shorts started riding up and I was showing too much ass. And so I just didn't want to show that much ass anymore.
No more ass.
We
no more John
ass. We need the ass for the views. Come on, spike them up.
I don't even know if they would have. I don't know if they would have even seen it in the first place because I'll probably zoom into your face quite a bit.
Oh, don't do that.
So they can see you. They can actually see you. Otherwise, you're gonna be like really small on the screen. Oh, hi.
Balls.
Oh, dear listeners, he just walked up to me and said, "My balls." It scared me. It's like you're like standing there with your.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Special delivery.
When you've got like your upper arm is straight, and then like your lower arm is pointing straight down.
I don't know, bent elbows.
Like 90-degree bent elbows. What am I saying? I can't speak.
I don't bent elbow.
Bent elbow.
Okay.
Dude,
I need to also clarify something else. The setup that I've got right now is stupid because I've got I know people are going to be very upset because I've been holding the lapel mic. I'm laying in a bed, and it doesn't work well with T-shirts right now unless I'm just doing something stupid. So I'm holding the lapel mic, so get over it. Also, additionally, my laptop, which is currently recording everything and getting all the audio inputs. Actually, no. Here's really how stupid it gets. Because my laptop's the MacBook, and I plugged in my receiver into the MacBook. Didn't recognize the receiver. I don't know why. So I plug in the receiver into my iPhone, which then transmit the audio from there to my laptop to record on OBS. It is stupid.
Yeah, microphone to phone to laptop to us on Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which also, the laptop is on the other side of the room, so I cannot see Nano or Gears right now. So I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, if we do some kind of visual bit, he just won't be able to see it at all.
I'm just
like
masturbating.
one or two of those has happened. Well, like Gears was just leaning over me to look at your cardboard cutout over here. You wouldn't be able to see the bit at all. Wouldn't be able to.
No.
He's blind.
No,
He's fucking blind over there.
He's blind.
I've also just had my eyes closed most of the time, anyways. So it's just
That's fine. Mm-hmm.
taking another Advil.
At least you're here. I'm glad you were still good enough to do
No,
this
you
because I
can't.
totally would have like called this off until next week if you needed to.
It's 4 hours from now. You can take another Advil.
You are my doctor. I'm taking the whole bottle.
So there was another topic that was a little bit recent that I kind of wanted to bring up because it was silly Twitter things, right? Silly Twitter things is a great way to start this.
I actually researched into this even further.
Into the D-brand thing?
Into the D-brand thing.
Okay.
I actually found out. So D-brand, what they did was they basically.
Can I start with this?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Start with what we know. Start with what we know specifically.
So initially, D-brand, because they are what they do is they make a lot of skins for phones and other devices, where it's pretty much a sticker that you can put onto the device. It's pretty nice. They're the ones who were stolen from by another Chinese company that Jerry Rig Everything went out with them for, and like went after a lawsuit for the other company for stealing from D-brand. That was that whole thing, right? This is that company. You've probably heard of them before. They sponsor Linus Tech Tips a lot, and they're pretty good. So
And
Yeah,
Marcus Brownies.
if you watch Linus Tech Tips, you use code Short Linus, I believe.
yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, I think that's
Something
actually
like
what their
that,
code
yeah.
is. They do a lot of bullying back and forth, and the same thing is they do a lot of kind of bullying other people on the Twitter account, because they're one of those types of brand accounts that will go and like actually roast people, even people who are using their product, because that's just what they do, right? And usually it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And so somebody made a tweet complaining. I don't have it in front of me because the quote tweet was deleted, but I'll get more to that.
Let me. Well, yeah. No,
if I
actually,
remember off the top of
I
my head.
actually have images, and I specifically was.
We have the
researching
data.
this
We got the data.
because
We have the evidence.
I was researching this because I was like, what does D-brand actually do? Because I've never heard of them before this. Mm-hmm. And
I've considered getting some of their skins before. They're really some of them are really nice looking.
so there's several. This is why I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have way more information
Here.
about this.
Explain the initial image. What did the image look like? The photo of someone. They were complaining about their D-brand skin getting dirty
Okay.
within the first couple of weeks.
It was for an iMac.
Yeah.
Let me find it because I need
If I
to
remember correctly, he can read it in a second, but if I remember correctly, it was like really filthy, but that was because he himself didn't clean it. So he was complaining to D-brands for it being dirty when like it was filthy.
I'm going to literally butcher the fucking shit out of this name.
Mm-hmm.
Buhan Chitrans.
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like that.
He basically texted at D-brand, bought the skin a couple months back, couldn't even remain the same color after just 2 months. What should I do? Hashtag D-brand complaint. And then D-brand
Oh boy.
fucking
Oh boy.
claps back
did
and
two
claps
things.
his cheeks real damn hard. Fucking Jesus. With, where is it?
I've got it in front of me right here. You want me to read it?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead,
they
read it,
said
read
two
it.
things, but yeah, go for it.
Your name, hold on. Your last name is basically shit rash. Be serious. That's what it reads.
Yeah.
People did not like this. But I've got my own opinions for this. But I'll get to that once we explain the whole thing.
So after that, actually, D-brand, honestly, they're not a very malicious company when it comes down to their roasts. If you actually get offended, they're like, well, shit, I'm actually really sorry.
They roast people all the time.
So here's the thing: you might think that just because you can't see it anymore because they deleted it, you might be thinking, well, they're just sweeping it underneath the rug. No, literally, Marcus Browning, I think is what his name is.
Marcus Brownlee, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, something like that.
He actually was like, I will stop sponsoring you if you fucking keep that up. Well, he didn't say it exactly that. Paraphrase. But he said he tweeted like,
Yeah, come on, Marcus.
I
doesn't
will
swear.
not continue. Yeah, I will not continue sponsoring you if you keep this up. And so they deleted the post because they want that sponsor. And what they did was that they deleted it. They texted the guy that was the person, and they literally were like, this is not fucking like hush money or anything like that. We are actually extremely sorry. Here's 10 grand.
Yeah, they gave the guy a lot of money.
They gave him about
there's
10
a little
grand.
bit more between then and between the tweet and then it getting deleted in the apology. They were doubling down in a bunch of other quote tweets and a bunch of other replies about like I think one of them read something like someone was really upset about it and they were like, okay, well then don't have a look at our other tweets because you're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
They were saying stuff
they're
like
you're gonna clutch your mother's pearls or something like that.
They read something like that.
But that was actually that was before. But they were like, they're still trying to like get some. Where is it? I need to find these posts.
Well, they also provided like actual like help as well in a reply.
For the record, I want to set this record straight. The reason that they were giving him shit as well, the reason they insulted him about his name being Shit Rash, also a lot of people said that was racially motivated. Those people are deranged. You are insane to think this is something about race. This is a just typical D-brand insult. Calm the fuck down.
Well, wasn't it also like the hashtag like D-brand like thing that he did was like specifically for like that? Was that?
I don't know if the hashtag was supposed. I don't even have it in front of me. I don't know if that hashtag is specifically for insults or not. The reason they were giving him so much shit was because, like, it was his own fault that he had not cleaned the device.
They also provided assistance. They actually did reply with, like, hey, here's some instructions on, like, some cleaning stuff to do in order to make sure that it's properly cleaned and stuff. It's like, it wasn't that they were just insulting it. They also gave assistance for it as well, because I did see that.
Okay, I did not see that one. Well, that's pretty nice, too. But, like, I think it's crazy to tweet at a company that your thing is dirty, that you didn't clean. Have they tried cleaning it first? I don't know if they actually tried cleaning it first. That's one thing I don't know at all, is if they actually did try or if they just immediately went to Twitter. Because a lot of people will just immediately go to Twitter. I don't know.
No, because it's funny. It's the same reason why people post to like /r/insult me. It's because it's like, they're going to. It's going to be funny. Like I love r/insult me so much. It's so funny. Some of the different things. It's like world-class comedians in there that are just going in and just really putting people through the ringer. It's so funny.
I found the pearl clutching thing. Someone says in before the delete and apology tweet, and then D-Brand replies in before you go through the rest of our feed and have a pearl clutching heart attack.
Yeah, that one was fucking hilarious.
That was good.
I love that one.
So yeah, in the end, they and this was I think 2 days afterwards, if I'm correct. But let's see. No, it was 1 day later. Well, first let me say show the Marcus Brownlee tweet, because he said, won't be working with D-Brand until the original tweet is deleted at least. You're allowed to make shitty jokes, but the internet has made it pretty clear what they think about this one, and the harm from it's unnecessary. Do we even know if the guy was, like, personally offended? Is this I think this might be another case online of everybody getting super offended for someone that actually doesn't care.
Let me
because that happens a lot. I'd like confirmation on that, because a lot of people will do that often, where they get super offended by something because they don't like it, but the person themselves who's supposed to be offended actually isn't.
You got this, Gears. You got this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm checking right now. It doesn't look like there's anything on it.
Our fact checker is unsure.
Unsure. I would not be surprised if it's just people getting upset on behalf, because that happens a lot. So that's my default. With Twitter specifically. Remember, this is Twitter. It's a shit show over there. We are well aware of this. I don't browse Twitter anymore, to get a lot of information, because it's just a lot of rage bait, and all the blue checks are at the top of the replies constantly. That's all it is. Go to any thing that has like 1,000 replies to it. It's just all blue checks at the top.
I just see one where it's jerry rig everything. Dude just got $10,000. That's almost enough for a supervised FSD beta. You should be happy for him.
Yeah.
And then someone named Nick Light goes, balls. bald, I will not be sending you 10K. Your mom paid me 10K to be nice to you.
God damn
so
it.
we'll just call it even. It's what Jerry Rig said.
Jesus Christ. I love how he clapped back at that. Jerry Rig is such a cool guy. Imagine insulting him for being bald. Like, he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
He does not care that he's bald.
Well,
And then
that's just slide from
there's
the
another
yard.
there's another quote from D Brand where they go, "Well, that escalated quickly."
Yeah.
1, yes, we made fun of a guy's name. It was a huge fumble. 2, we apologized to him directly and offered him $10,000 as a gesture of goodwill. 3, we've been poking fun at customers on social media for over a decade now. We're not going to stop. But maybe next time you'll be the one who gets 10,000.
So in the replies here immediately, someone says, not D-Brand openly admitting to providing hush money, skull emoji. It's still annoying to me that the immediate default is that this is hush money, because again, it's just like, do you know anything about this company? They wouldn't do that. And
There's one with a reply with PETA.
Where is it?
Oh, there's the one with a reply with PETA from back in 2021 where PETA goes, "We have news for you, D-Brand. No, cows did not want to die for your phone case." And then D-Brand goes, "Who said they wanted to die?"
I love people clapping back at PETA. So,
Fucking hell.
for the hush money thing, they showed the reply.
I love
they
this
said.
shit of like just bringing PETA through the dirt in different situations
Oh yeah,
like that.
we
It's
love to drag
so
PETA through the
funny.
dirt.
It's always the classic, like going back to the people eating tasty animals thing. It's so like people have obviously gotten way more creative over time with it. It's so funny.
So, D-Brand's response to the hush money comment was, no hush money, no NDA, no strings attached, and they show a screenshot of the DM, which, of course, it's impossible to tell whether or not this is the exact DM, to be completely clear, but it reads, to clarify, this offer has no strings attached. What?
Is if they're saying, hey, we're giving this guy money because it's just for the sake of a kind gesture because we fucked up. I don't think that's exactly. I don't think that's exactly hush hush. I think that's kind of like.
They're not even being hush hush about it. They're
Twitter
like, you
wants
can just
to be mad about everything. That's what
they
happens
full
over
on
there.
goat seed. They goat seed.
They said, you can continue hating us, tweeting about the situation, or even sharing this DM wherever you see fit. We just want to make amends for our lapse in judgment and the chaos that ensued in your world. So in the end, I'm honestly kind of disappointed that they deleted it and walked it back. I think they could have, and they didn't apologize. To be clear, this does not read to me as they apologized to him, but they didn't apologize to the internet for it. They're like, yeah, we made fun of the guy's name. I don't think making fun of a guy's name is a problem. I think that's okay.
I don't think they honestly should fucking apologize to the goddamn internet because at this point it's just like, I have very differing opinions from both of you about being courteous and kind on the internet. No, I literally just...
Since they're a big account, I understand why they would apologize to him, but I don't... Yeah. I think it's perfectly acceptable to make fun of somebody's name. If you're getting offended about somebody making a joke about your name on the internet, just maybe don't be on the internet in general, or don't have that name be there, or like change it to something else, or like there's like 3 different options here, or just like suck it up, don't be a baby about it. There's 3 different options here.
Again, there's always the option that they weren't actually offended. It's just the rest of the fucking internet doing so.
I saw a lot of replies saying that why would I care if a company's making fun of my name? Like, who cares? And I see a bunch more comments still talking about poking fun at customers and being racist are 2 different things. Seems like the going price of being racist is $10,000. Just what?
I don't get it, honestly. It's like whenever you're a fucking kid and you start making fun of someone's last name or their first name in general.
I guess you're racist now.
Yeah, I guess you're racist now because their name is technically Hindu, but you know, it just sounds really weird in English.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But
I think it's
sadly,
really stupid.
Yeah.
Here's what the rest of Marcus Brownlee's tweet said about the not going to be working with them until the tweet's deleted. I've been around to see a lot of versions of this in my years. Apologies on the internet tend to come in pairs. The first apology is usually rushed and later regretted. The second, after some time, is usually measured and reflective. I'm definitely not asking for a second apology, but I'm asking for the reflective part. No, I don't agree with this. It's like, it's the internet. Why do you care? Why does it matter that much?
I mean, be more careful with how you make the jokes. Don't try to go for someone's name, especially just it being.
I hate the fact that if you want to make a joke now, you have to put in parentheses like, I'm not being racist. I'm just making a joke about the fact that this reads as the word shit.
Yeah.
We have to specify that now, I guess. And
again,
also,
why I don't have a social presence on the internet.
Also, a little bit hypocritical coming from Marcus because not wanting to work with a company for controversial tweets is interesting because he works with Tesla. And has anybody ever read Twitter, Elon's Twitter? Has anyone ever read Elon's Twitter? Just saying.
Elon's Twitter's
just saying.
Bugged.
Just saying. I'm not going to give anything more on this about the moral implications or anything that Elon has ever said. You know, I'm sure everybody else already knows, but just I'm not going to delve into this because that's a big shit show. But I think it's a little bit hypocritical, to each their own. I'm not going to judge it. I'm just pointing out a little bit of a food for thought type thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think Linus did not have nearly as much of a reaction to this. If I go to his Twitter, which is sometimes hard for me to search up here.
Because
isn't Linus not from America?
No, he's in Canada.
Exactly.
But they still make big sponsors with Dbrand.
But no, I mean, Canadians don't really get that offended.
Well, yeah, that's true. They really don't.
Well, I've had some Canadian friends, and honestly, I've always heard really good things about Canadians, except about Quebec. But that's almost always because I think one of the biggest things I've always heard from every single Canadian I've met is Quebec hates Canada and Canada hates Quebec.
Yeah.
It's pretty much France at this point. It's like,
yeah.
The French hate everyone. The French hate pretty much everyone. The French hate the French. The French ruined France. That's basically what I've heard.
Mm-hmm. I found
I took that
response.
from Stampede.
What was Linus's response?
So his serious response was, if your brand is being edgy, occasionally you'll go over the line. Dbrand will be okay. Wait till you hear about the companies that actually do evil shit like Nestle. Serious response continued. Dbrand stepped up and took decisive action to make it right with the afflicted individual at this point. Unless he's mad, I'm not mad. Which is the correct opinion
that is
to
like
have.
the perfect.
If the guy is not mad, why the fuck is anybody else mad? Stop being mad. And then Linus also responded to a comment here. You can excuse casual racism. Really a good look for you, Linus. Skull emoji. Linus says, I've no idea what color the guy's skin is, and unless Twitter made accurate profile pics mandatory, neither did Dbrand. Anyone can marry into any name. My sister-in-law's last name is I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'm going to butcher it. She's ethnic Chinese. Anyone can marry into any name because I'm pretty sure it's the guy's last name. And like, yeah, you don't know what the guy's race is. Someone probably got that from like his bio or something. You think Dbrand is going to go like read someone's entire accounts to see what ethnicity they are, to see if it's acceptable by Twitter standards to make fun of his name? Like, are you being real? I don't know. It's just a lot. I find this whole thing was really funny. No one's going to give a fuck in a week's time. By the time this episode comes out, I assume probably already no one's going to give a fuck. No one's going to care.
Holy fuck, what the hell is this goddamn tweet? Because I am very strong about my political beliefs whenever it comes down to certain situations.
I'm already
I like
concerned.
things to be handled in calm, in specific ways. But this is like a call to fucking like riot and kill people at this point. It's not actually, but Jesus fucking Christ, it looks like it. RJ from RJ Tech commented on the picture going, I fully expect you all to keep the same energy you all did with the Casetify in this situation. Boycott Dbrand. Go after creators that are sponsored by Dbrand. Call out creators for not speaking against Dbrand. Stop supporting creators who continue to work with Dbrand and continue to work with. No, here's the thing about it. When it comes down to creators, some creators like they will have sponsorships that are extremely like that go towards their types of creations. But then some people are like Raid Shadow Legends.
Some people go homeless without like these sponsorships. Like don't
they have to have these sponsorships to be able to exist in life.
Yeah.
And it's just those things. Like you can it's like a person's beliefs or like Harry Potter is a great fucking reference for this, because Harry Potter, in general, as an art, or like as in like a medium, or as in the books and just everything else, fucking awesome. J.K. Rowling, on the other hand, I have strong opinions about that woman, and it is not good opinions. But you can differentiate between the two people. Yes, they get money from it, and you support them technically, but at least you're consuming the media that you like. You can't if you're just an unhappy fuck if you don't do so. Now, if they've done atrocities that are not to be committed by any human at all, then maybe yeah. But if they
like
are
a certain,
just like openly
unique
against
mustached individual, and why people always draw the comparison of this this fine incident that happened a long time ago and the art that the guy made, it's like, that's a weird
the art
to
looks
make.
like fucking
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever looked at his art? Because
No,
I
I
have,
have.
and it's we were making jokes about it on the fucking channel.
we were making jokes
Because
about
it looks like AI generated shit.
I don't think I need to say out loud who this certain unique mustache individual is who's
If you
who's
do ever
committed
look
great
it up,
atrocities. But
And you ever like if you ever like critiquing art or like looking through it and trying to like,
I don't
if
even
you're
do
ever
art,
one of those people,
and I already know how bad it is. Yeah.
well, what I like to do a lot is to critique or just basically help people out and see what I can like. Hey, maybe your art doesn't have much depth. You could try adding this, this, and this. And some people aren't exactly as positive about that outlook, and I'm like, just at least help yourself, or if you want to, or don't, like, you don't even have to follow me. I'm just saying it. This man needed to do a lot.
No wonder he got kicked out of art school. No wonder.
For anyone who is still under the impression of not knowing who it is, they lived in Austria for a little bit.
Es weiß as a Wurst as a Brei.
God
The
damn
one
it,
with the blue eyes and the blonde hair.
Oh my god. Anyways,
I've been very like invested in like doing impressions recently. I don't know why, because it's partially because I've been watching a lot of like Conan O'Brien, like Dana Carvey, and a lot of them. And it's something that Dana Carvey did, which was extremely hilarious, because the Obamas a while back had signed like a deal with Netflix to do like some for a show or something. I'm not 100% for sure. I'd never heard of it until this, but Dana Carvey did a bit that was so funny of like Obama pitching show ideas to them, which is like, all right, now here's the idea. You got three guys at a bar, and they're all three friends, and it's a half-hour show, and the show's called Here's to You. It's like, Obama, I think that's Cheers. Oh fuck, Michelle, they didn't like the idea.
Got another?
Oh yeah, all right, I got this one. I got this one for you. There's about 4 teenagers, and they've got a dog, and they're going out and trying to solve mysteries. It's like, I think that's Scooby Doo. Oh fuck, Michelle.
They don't like the idea. Give me another.
I see.
Leave the salad on the table. I'll get to it whenever I'm done. Whenever I'm ready. Just that, and like other like different impressions that Dana Carvey does, especially because Dana Carvey is so funny.
So this isn't about impressions, but this is more about YouTube Shorts. This is a guy who does YouTube Shorts where he does an impression of a company, like the entire company. And where he goes, oh, hi there. So you used to work with this? And they did like GE and other things like that. And they're like, yeah, we make rotating things that spray things at you. Because GE also makes the fucking minigun on A10 Warthogs.
Yeah.
As well as washing machines.
General Electric, most of our stuff rotates. Whatever their
That's a
actual
great
purpose
resume.
is.
If companies had to have
Yeah.
a resume, that's a nice one.
But one of them was there's an animal helping foundation that's extremely nice, and they actually do a lot of good in the world with like how they help animals and animal rights. But what they used to do and how they were founded is extremely bad. So what they did was that they started as a cult.
As most companies do.
They literally started as a cult.
As most companies do.
And
I believe Mythos Makers had our start as a cult as well. It was two people who
started it. Yeah, they started as two people, and their logo, they had. This is hilarious because they're going like through it, and they're like, yeah, and then this is where we started up this cult and everything, and then here's our logo, and then it looks like a swastika, and he goes, hey, that kind of looks like something else that we don't talk about, and he immediately immediately switches into a German accent and goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then they just continue on with it, and then they're like, well, after all of our bad shit that we used to do, now we actually really help the community.
I don't remember who it was, but he was talking to he was being asked about like different movies, because like a lot of American movies, whenever there's like bad guys, it's usually like Germans or Nazis. It's usually them, and then the guy, because the guy was German that was being interviewed, and he was asked, who plays the bad guys in German movies? They say, we play the bad guys. We're very self-aware.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
not
just
fun.
Really funny to me.
A little tough. I wonder what, if anything, goes through people's minds whenever they have to, like, be an actor for something that's really bad that's actually happened in the world. Like, it's a bit different when you have to be the villain in a fiction. Okay, whatever. You have to be a villain in something.
We do it right.
Oh. There was a kid in
we do it right.
There was a kid in oh my god, that unlocked another memory. I mean, me and another group of friends
core memory unlocked.
Have a friend of ours that's German, and he's really good at games. Mm-hmm. Like, he's really, really good at games, and we're always frustrated with him. And at one point, he was just like, "I don't know, it's German efficiency. I don't know what else to tell you." And he just fucking died.
Oh my fucking god.
I see.
Running bit.
So you didn't mention the guy's also funny.
Oh no, he's fucking hilarious. But I wanted to go back to General Electric, because I just couldn't get it out of my head of just like we have washing machine and then war turret, and you think about it a little bit. Is if you do it properly, you could definitely turn a washing machine into a turret.
Oh yeah,
if you play your cards right.
Yeah,
or definitely. Wrong, depending on what your intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could probably spend about 2 days
shooting laundry at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Do you have a General Electric washing machine?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna customize it.
You come over someday and you bring a massive fucking box of tools and like components, and you're like, I'm here to quote unquote fix your washing machine.
No. You get like 5 AR-15s and then get the motor out of the fucking washing machine and then use the.
No, guys, you're not thinking of the redneck ingenuity side of it. All I really need, I just need 2 days, some duct tape, some super glue, and a couple of little metal balls, and I'll have you a turret from a washing machine real fast.
Yeah. Redneck engineering. You catch me as someone who would like really be able to pull something off like that.
And then there's just me.
Resident redneck engineer here in the
resident
podcast.
Redneck engineer.
I mean, look at the
bullshitter
guy.
that I pulled. I was at art school, and we had just done like a deal to where we.
I'm glad you got into art school.
If you didn't, you might have committed a genocide. I don't know. Sorry.
It's the guys with the blue hair and the blonde hair.
My sister didn't, sadly.
Has she committed a genocide yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not quite yet. I'm getting there.
I like how we all went yet,
but I had like a little like glass pane deal with some paint on it. So it's like paint roller stuff. partially joking. I was like doing some paint roller stuff with like a glass pane and stuff, and it was like pretty much the end of the class. And so I picked up the glass pane, went over to the sink to clean it off, and I had accidentally dropped it. And the way that I dropped it is I had dropped it, and it slid between these two fingers here, and like cut up my finger, like both of my fingers on both sides, really bad. So
that's not the sound that you make when you get a cut, a glass cut.
Sorry.
But yeah, there you go. That's better. Continue.
I actually do have another injury story from art school, but I had gotten all those cuts and stuff, and I looked at it, and being the redneck individual I am, I was like, "Oh, that's a problem." I just turned off the water, put the glass pane over. I walked out because there was a first aid kit just outside. I went over. I looked in the first aid kit. There's no Band-Aids. So I was like, okay, there's no Band-Aids. So I just grabbed some painter's tape and some paper towels and just wrapped my fingers in paper towels really terribly and just painter's tape them together. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And that was just how I bandaged myself. And one of my friends, she saw it and she looked at my hand and was just like, she was pissed. And she just grabbed me by the arm, drug me to her dorm room, and actually bandaged me up and told me, "Do not do that again."
I had to do that to a coworker once. They got cut, and our I'm not gonna say where I work because if I do, there's gonna be a problem.
Dox yourself.
No, don't dox yourself.
No, the company I work for literally is only in one state. And
then don't say that.
General Electric.
So, General Electric, let's go with that. No, so our first aid kits don't exactly exist. Well, they're really shit. They're like Uline med kits, and they don't have much in them, like when it comes to actual like good stuff. So, a friend got a really big cut on their fucking hand.
Gloves, a couple little wooden things. Yeah,
they didn't even have gauze pads.
Nothing.
I literally had to grab my first aid kit in my car.
These are so freaking.
I had to grab my first aid kit out of my car that had gloves in it still. Put on my gloves and start working on his hand, and I literally just gauzed it up and put it all together and put a glove on his hand and went, "You're good to continue working."
Good luck.
We'll check back eventually and see how this is held up.
And because of how small
the odds ever be in your favor.
There's a lot of problems when it comes down to it. They don't follow. Actually, it's the reasoning why our personal
where
server
are you
is called
selling
OSHA.
Damn kits at Wish?
This is
these like the Wish.com like first aid kits? What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
There's a reason why our friend group, a Discord server, is called OSHA.
It's because of my company.
Yeah, partially. I'm pretty sure partially, and then also.
I forgot about that.
I don't think it's the full reason, but at least partially, yeah.
It's a pretty big reason for it. Because literally, we talked about my fucking company the day, like a couple days before it fucking got renamed, and we're all like, "Yeah, that's I don't know why you're still working there," and I'm just like,
"Money, food on table."
I need food on table, and they actually pay me good. They pay me real
Listen,
good.
I know it's dangerous to build the minigun, but General Electric pays a lot.
Exactly.
Audio listeners, when Gears was doing the silly voice, he was wiggling his legs, his stubby legs.
You little bottom bitch. You little bottom bitch.
No, he's not.
I am a bottom bitch.
You said you were going to save the voice for a few episodes from now. Well, there it is.
That isn't the voice.
No, it's close. That's close.
It's not even.
Edit it out.
It's not even close.
That's close.
Edit it out.
No, it isn't. It's different. I put a more deeper tone in it because more women actually have a slight deep tone in their voice when they talk. It's very subtle, but it's there.
But if you go top all the way, you're going to just sound like a little baby.
Yeah.
Aunt Bethel is like half an octave away from just sounding like a man. I'm just saying.
I'm a man. Let's go. Hey.
Voice actors and their
Here's
range.
the thing about Aunt Bethel: she can cook really damn good, and she knows how to whip someone's ass.
One of the things that got me more into voice acting was this guy that I met. We were in a has-been hotel world, by the way, and
oh no,
I did my voices in front of them, and they went, "Gears, your vocal range is fucking fantastic. What do you do for a living?" And I'm just like, "Nothing." And they're like, Have you
I
ever
work for
thought about
General
becoming a voice
Electric.
actor? And I'm just like, I would love to, but I don't know how to. And they're like, well,
And it stayed like that ever since. Until I eventually
Here's where do you work at? Well, I'm a VA for General Electric.
Yeah, I'm a VA for General Electric.
Why? I have to
General
name this
Electric.
the General
Next
Electric
time,
episode
I'll
now.
build you.
even though it
build
started
your
an hour
washing
in.
machine.
We've had many references to General Electric and about 3 references to Hitler. I think we're
General
Yeah,
Electric.
it
My
happens.
balls are on fire.
I don't think that's supposed. Okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
Get your hand out of my
That's
face.
the tingling that you get whenever. That's the tingling you get whenever you look at a really pretty girl. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about
Shut
it.
the fuck up. Shut your dumb ass up.
It's the creepy uncle. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
No.
Oh Lord, I still do kind of have the scar from the other injury that I had in art
Yeah,
school.
what is this other one?
I was.
What the fuck is your art school?
It's not that they were doing things. It's just things happened to me.
Stupid.
I got shot in the leg one day at art school. You don't want to go to boot camp at art school.
No, it's fucking. Let me take I. It isn't just an art school. It's just the stupidity that I can get up to. I had at one point gotten distracted and fell off of a 4-wheeler and just scraped my knee really badly. I was probably a ways out from my house whenever this happened. And I just got back up, brushed myself off, saw that I was bleeding really badly, was like, oh crap, okay. Drove back to the house.
You're not the type of guy where
Didn't
you'd
hardly
stab
think
him and he'd
anything of
probably
it.
just ugh.
Yeah.
You'd walk it
And
off.
I mean,
I
slit
just
through
walk
my
in.
hand once with a machete.
I just walk in, there's blood all the way down my leg. And my mom was like, what did you do? And it was like, I fell off the 4-wheeler. Can I have a bottle of water? I'm about to pass out from all this blood loss.
Yeah.
I did something very similar, but not exactly to the point of passing out from blood loss. So I was just one day sharpening my machete as 14-year-old me would just do, and I was like, I want to play COD. It was Black Ops 2, by the way, by that time, and I then slipped off the fucking sharpener and slit my finger open. It almost hit a main artery on my middle, and I literally went, oh, grabs it and puts pressure down with my hand and then runs downstairs to go grab gauze, grabs gauze, bleeds through it, makes my black jeans look red. Walk up, I have a towel around my hand now, walks up to my parents' room, opens the door, the lights are off and they're sitting in bed and they're like, what do you want? And I'm just waddles over to the. I literally for all the viewers, for all the visual people, you're gonna see what I do. For all the audio people, I basically had my hand. I was grabbing my middle finger. My elbows are a little bit bent, and I waddled over like this. Yeah, Nano, describe please.
He's waddling to his right. Just
To his right,
small
yeah,
steps
to-
to the
to-
right.
Yeah, he waddled over and then flicked the light switch with my fucking arm and went to the
Your elbow.
hospital. I literally went to the hospital. I need to go. And they looked, and then my dad got up and was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, I
As the
kinda
lights
slipped through my
flip,
finger.
as you flip on the lights, you're to the hospital as you're drenched in blood because your finger.
I'm literally my hands were drenched in blood, and I'm like, I need to go to the hospital
Oh my
really
God.
badly. My dad's like, we can just wait till tomorrow. And my mom's like, take him to the fucking hospital now.
Yeah, no, that's the thing
I
you
had
go
an
now
outdoor ed
for.
teacher that had something very similar like that happen. He was on a 4-wheeler and he was going somewhere and he had a bow and arrow and a whole bunch of arrows on the back of it. One of the arrows had fallen off, got into the tire, and then had flipped back around and then went into the back of his leg.
Ooh.
And so he basically just got into the house, and his wife was just like, oh my gosh, we have to take you to hospital. And he just pretty much said, just super glue it.
Actually, super glue was originally used as liquid
super
Band-Aid.
glue.
Am I the only person who has not injured themselves? The worst injury I can't even think of
Well,
it.
there's more to the story.
I think I sprained my my foot once really badly for a couple days.
So that slit that I had, I went to the hospital for it, and they were like, yeah, you have to get like 5 stitches. And I'm just like, okay. So they stick the 4 needles into my this is how fucking fast my metabolism was back in the day. They stick 4 needles into me, putting in like the lidocaine so that it fucking numbs my finger. And they're like, okay, we're going to come back in 30 minutes, and it should be fully set in, so you shouldn't feel anything. Yeah, 30 minutes pass, they start sewing, and I'm like, I am damn screaming because I can feel everything. And they're like,
oh, Jesus.
They're looking at me like, what the fuck? So they put 4 more shots in me and then come back in 15 minutes. And then they start sewing, and I'm like, I'm still feeling it, but like slightly. So it finally set in partially. And so I'm still able to feel it. And they're like, we've only put 1 stitch in you, and we can't continue because if we put in another dosage, you're going to fucking have a heart attack.
Huh.
You fine with if we just super glue it and you just never move your finger for like a week? And I'm just like, yeah, please do. So they fucking do, and I just never move my finger for like the next week, and it healed up nice. I even took out the stitch. I took out the stitch myself. I literally took a wood screw, and I put it right underneath it, snipped one side, and then screwed it underneath, and it pulled out the stitch perfectly.
God. Why? How the hell did I end up in a room with 2 people who do this kind of shit?
There was another one where I was blacksmithing, and it was at night, and I was my anvil was a stump at the time, and I put it on, I fucking hit it hit it again, and then I drop it on accident on my 3rd hit, and it's gone. Basically, it went from a dull cherry red to gray, no coloration and non-glowing, which means it's probably around 900, 800 degrees. And so I go to work on another piece I was working on at the same time, and I stepped on that one. I got a 3rd-degree burn immediately on the bottom of my foot. Ow. And I didn't go to school for 3 weeks. I tried not to go to school. My dad made me on the 2nd week because he was like, you're fucking baby, go for fucking school. And I'm like, this shit hurts. Yeah, he later got a scald on his entire stomach that was 2nd-degree, 1st-degree scald for most of it. And it was just such a large surface area. It could have been technically 3rd-degree, but again. And he looked at me and went, I don't know how the fuck you did not take a single bit of painkiller whenever you had your burn. Because I'm on fucking Vicodin right now. For
shit.
Everyone who doesn't know, Vicodin is I think, opium-based painkiller that is like, you need a prescription and you need to know what the fuck's going on because you can get addicted to it fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, and other stuff with burns, this leads into the 2nd injury that I had in art school because I burned myself with this one.
Oh,
ooh.
But not to like your extent. It wasn't really like as bad. I was working on a project and I was using like tiny pieces, probably actually about the size of my lapel mic of a poster board. I was putting all this stuff together. And I was putting it together with hot glue. So I had a hot glue gun, everything like that.
Oh, those things hurt, bitch.
The way that I was holding it, I held the little piece about like this, and I was hot gluing it. I had like accidentally slipped and touched the hot glue barely with my index finger. It didn't hurt that bad, but I flicked it because it surprised me. I flicked it up. The stupid thing like flew in the air and landed perfectly right here, where the hot glue was just right on my wrist.
Audio listeners, it's right on his wrist.
Yeah, just right on my wrist right there. Just, I don't know how it fell so perfectly. It was like it was pretty much just you took it in Blender and then made it rotate to that point. It's literally just what happened, and immediately I was just like, that's a problem. I just got up, bolted over to the sink, and just poured cold water on it immediately. And everyone was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'll be fine.
He means Blender, the 3D modeling software, not a blender. Important distinction. He did not put his elbow in a blender or anything like that.
But both versions, the blender was made by General Electric.
Speaking of blender,
you two just have these injuries. I think the worst injury in recent time that I've ever had, like, One time I was just walking outside and then I like stepped. I made my foot accidentally turn 90 degrees, like to the left, and fucking sprained it. Like pretty much walking on the side of my knee, or walking on the side of what's that part? Not the knee. The joint between your leg and your foot. Ankle. Yes, I'm very smart.
Don't worry.
I'm very smart. So like just pretty much stepping using instead of the bottom of my foot,
skeleton,
using my ankle.
Diagram. We're learning this stuff. Get the diagram.
That one hurt.
The diagram was also made by General Electric.
Corner, so we can just look at like if whenever we need to, we can just poke at it and be like, yes. The ankle.
Yeah. The skeleton in the corner. But no, I could not like walk for several days after that. It was really bad. I think the other
I had a splinter go through my foot. That was about 2 inches.
Okay, I hate talking about any injuries relating to the bottom of the foot because like the bottoms of my foot are so sensitive, and if I even have to imagine something sharp going through the bottom of anyone's foot, I immediately get like protective of my feet. And I'm like, no.
Walk on nails. Walk on nails.
No,
walk on nails.
Stop. Don't.
The nails were made by General Electric.
No, they weren't.
Then they were.
Okay. The other injury I can think of in recent time would be when I was like trying to go get a light bulb to replace my lamp with, and I accidentally squeezed it too tight and it like shattered in my hand. That wasn't fun. But
so for everyone's information, I got daddy issues.
Just like you two, I kind of I did not bandage it up. I like put pressure on that for like maybe 10 minutes and then walked it off.
Well, speaking of feet, this isn't an injury, but this was just something that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Over like time, I believe this was in middle school, but over time on my left foot, I had started like getting like this bump on the top of my foot. That was just kind of this weird little bump that like no one knew what it was. My friends were convinced I had cancer.
That's a great way to get absolutely bullied for being a cancer patient in school. Mm-hmm.
No, it was my close friends that said that, and it was kind of a joking
inside
manner
joke?
because it was like it obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
So, but it was just like, bro, you got cancer. I was like, yeah, General Electric made it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he goes back. No one knows this, but he just went back in time to childhood to say that.
Yeah,
and this actually happened.
You have a joke that you need to tell in 15 years.
It's gonna be a weird bump that's gonna generate on your foot, and if someone mentions cancer, you have to say it was General Electric. You might not even know who they are yet, but you just have to say this.
This will make sense 12 years later.
General Electric has been around for over 50 years.
No, I'm saying, who the fuck knows what General Electric is as a kid? Who the
So
okay, well, you raise your hand.
I'm like, none of us know what it is, so we're like, okay, well, let's try and figure out what it is. So we go to the doctor, and the doctor's looking at this, and he's thinking about what it could be, and he comes back to us. And he says, "I have no clue what it is." It's like, okay. We go to another doctor. He refers us to another doctor. Doctor looks at it. He's thinking about it. He comes back to us. I don't know what this is, and we're like, okay, this is a problem.
How?
Am I patient zero in this situation? What's going on here?
The doctors in your state suck. Well,
figure it out. Gonna name
That's
it.
why I came to you.
Whoa.
Wait, what we're gonna name it if it was your thing?
Let me continue this because this gets even
General
wackier.
disease.
Okay.
This gets wackier because it's like, okay, but here's what we're gonna do. There's a bunch of doctors that are gonna be like at this doctors conference at this point in time. It's like 20 to 30 doctors at this thing. Mm-hmm. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have you come into there. We're going to have you in a room, and all 20 to 30 of these doctors are going to come through and take a look, and they're all going to come together, and they're going to figure out potentially what it is. It's like, okay, cool.
Jesus Christ.
So we're kind of going, we go to this, and it's just me, mom, and dad that are there, and we're all just kind of chilling in there, and doctors are coming in. Sometimes it's like one individual doctor, and occasionally it's like 2 or 3 or something, and they just kind of go through it. And like nothing really exciting happens except for this one doctor that comes in, and me, my mom, and my dad are all looking at him very, very particularly. And then he leaves, and we're all three looking at each other, and I finally just say, "Did I just get my foot checked up by Willy Wonka?"
Wait,
and we all just start dying. The dude looked exactly like
Gene Wilder
Willy
or
Wonka.
Johnny Depp.
Or Johnny Depp.
Gene Wilder.
Oh, okay. Holy
The
shit.
original one.
I would lose my mind, too.
He looked like him. He dressed like him. He had the hair, everything. Like, it was pretty much just,
fuck?
There's Willy Wonka. And I'm like, I don't know what just happened.
Photo on screen of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, if anyone has not seen the 80s movie, which, to be fair, it's pretty old.
All those doctors go through. They all go through. They come together. They talk about it. And then they come back. One of them, the messenger comes through. It's one of the doctors. They come in. And they say, we have no idea what this is.
God damn it! What do you mean?
It's like, General Electric fitted me with something different, didn't they? I don't know what's going on here. So
it's Corona.
He got
essentially at that point, it's like, okay, so there's this theory on like potentially what it is, but what they need to do is that at that point it's like, we're just to make sure that it isn't something really, really bad. Their theory was it was something similar to surfer's foot, where it's like you get something like a bump or something from surfing all the time. Because at the time I wore flip-flops a lot, especially in the summer. So it's like it probably is something similar to that. But just to make sure that it isn't anything bad, then we're going to have to take a biopsy. And this, I remember this because you were talking about what are they, stitches? Jesus Christ. You were talking about stitches. We go in, and they do kind of this thing. I don't remember exactly what they put in. It's just me and my mom there. And they come by and it's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to numb it. And then after that, we're going to be taking a piece of that part of the foot out so that we can run tests and stuff on it. And then after that, once we get that piece, then we're going to stitch it all back up.
Okay.
So they numbed it initially, and they put a bunch of, like, whatever the numbing agent was. They put a bunch of it in. And the part where they took the piece out, I didn't feel. But whenever they started stitching, I felt. And I don't know why. I didn't say anything. I just kind of held it really well together at the time. I just kind of braced myself a little bit, and I just kind of held it really well together to where nobody noticed that I was in excruciating pain.
You probably should have said something so they could give you more numbing agents. Yeah.
I probably should have said something, and then once it was done, we left, and I looked at my mom, and I was like, that hurt really bad. And she's like, why didn't you say something?
You're supposed to do that. They're supposed to help you. You gotta tell them.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what was running my head. I was just like, I don't know. I had already been through like about 23 to 33 doctors. One of them was trying to sell us chocolate. That was made by General Electric. And
chocolate.
Oh dear.
And I think at that point I was just like, I'm just going to endure this, and then hopefully this will be the end of it. And turns out it was pretty much just the equivalent of surfer's foot. So
okay.
I don't have that bump anymore. It went down over time.
Okay. I'm like, I was so curious to see if this was going to go anywhere like a little more interesting. No, it really just was that the whole time. Huh.
It really was just
from wearing flip-flops.
From wearing flip-flops. So pretty much, it doesn't have a grate in. It's just the middle and the stitches are the best parts of that. But it's just like, I had a thing. We didn't know entirely what it was. We have a working theory.
I think I had a bump on the side of one of my feet. I think I had a bump on the side of one of my feet at one point that I had to have drained because it was like a cyst, and then I think it came back a little bit, and now it's gone away pretty much. Something like that. Nothing crazy though. But I've also had a bump on my foot, but on the side. Drain, done. Like they didn't have any trouble figuring out what it was. They were like, "Yeah, we just gotta drain that." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, we just gotta drain this. It's like, well, what happened? Well, somehow you got a lot of fluid in there. We're just gonna drain it.
Yeah, it showed up, and now it's...
I don't know where I was going with that bit.
I don't know. I felt like you were in the bit tone of voice, but I'm like, where the hell could this possibly go? It was my experience. Where are you going with this bit?
I was trying to figure out where the bit was gonna go. I didn't have a good direction.
Yeah.
And I just
can't think of anything that would have.
General Electric's cause of disease.
General Electric's gave me fluid in my foot.
They be pumping fluid in me.
They're going to sue us for defamation. Oh no, it's fine. You're the General Electric's robot. Yeah.
I'll spray things in you.
God damn it. If it wasn't really obvious, audio listeners, Gears is in a robot avatar and probably will be for the foreseeable future.
My balls are metal and so are yours.
There are no balls there.
Gears is a Tesla robot that they've been playing with a lot.
I'm gonna drive away. Wee.
I'm gonna transform into a motorbike.
He transformed into a car. He's driving away. And now his tracking is scuffed. Oh no, you're okay. I want to know what the hell. What is? I have to know.
Baby, a loser, but just maybe
he's dancing off camera.
Eat shit together, things will turn out differently.
He's dancing off camera right now. What is the name of that enemy from HL2? They're like humans, but all of their emotions and memories are stripped away from them, and their like eyes are replaced with a laser beam, and then their legs are replaced with like metal stubs because like they're just meant to work some machines and not have any sort of things going for them, because otherwise they could escape. You know, if they have more human properties, then maybe they'll like function.
I just heard laser eyes and I thought Superman, but then you started mentioning everything else.
Yeah, Striders are the super tall, like 3-legged things that like have a gun on their face that they shoot you with. The Stalker, the Stalker! Yes, Stalkers from Half-Life 2. I can probably put up an image of these guys. They're really creepy looking. My friend Roland used to do a really good impression of these and would actually wear this avatar in VR chat and would act like one. It was really creepy.
Isn't Roland the one that just disappears also just like me?
Yeah, no, but he's disappeared for a much longer period of time than you now. He like kind of ditched everyone for like a month. He's just around. He showed up a couple months ago. I hope to have him on this podcast at some point. I'm sure he'd get on for it.
Oh yeah, definite.
He's rolling like Sonic the Hedgehog going down the San Francisco streets.
Roland, not Roland.
Rolling down at the speed of pound. Got places to go, gotta plow my way through it.
So far, I've been thinking of a lot of names of people who I want to have as guests on this podcast. And I'll only say the names out loud for I'm very confident that I'd be able to get on is Witchy, who was actually messaging me today.
Witchy's cuckold chair.
In the middle of recording this, I have not responded to him, but he has been asking, you'd say you'd invite me as one of the first guests. Yeah, I'll get around to it. I also want to invite Cross, because I think he'd be great to have as a guest on here.
Cross would be hilarious.
Yeah, and I think it'd be easier for me to get Roland on here. It just would take me like actually yelling at him, and I'm sure he would like immediately get on, because he like just is preoccupied with life and stuff. But like if he was specifically requested to be somewhere, he most likely will be there. That's the last time I saw him was he was requested to be at a DJ event that my friend Rose was hosting, and he showed up for that, and it was a lot of fun. And you know. That was like after not seeing him for like a year and like 2 months, I think. So
wait,
yeah,
what's it? Roland? What's his?
Roland Von Rose is the Red Robot. I've definitely shown you photos of me and him before. I can put one in the group chat here. I can put this one up on screen as well. This was from the last time that I saw him. He also puts PNGs of his face onto his robot avatar. So there's the picture.
Because I met a VR chat DJ in Vegas who actually hosted a DJ event.
Cool.
In Vegas.
I went to a comedy club one night before in VR chat. And the guy who hosted it was called Alaskan Jew.
Oh God.
Love him. No. He's hilarious.
I should really go to like
it's his name.
I should go to a comedy night in VR or just in general.
We need to fucking play goddamn fucking.
Yeah, I know what you're about to say. I know what game you're about to say. We should play it.
Don't do a comedy club in VR chat. Some of the comedy clubs I went to were atrocious.
Oh yeah, I bet some of them are probably shit.
Really
I was
bad.
saying like in VR or IRL. I feel like going to a comedy show just in general would be fun.
The Alaskan Jew hosts a really good one that I actually do like. I went to it once and it was actually really funny. I actually really liked it.
Shout out if you want to be on the podcast and you're watching this for some reason. Let us know.
Volt Taku needs to be on.
Yeah, we've already decided that we're gonna have Volt on because it is it Saturday next week?
No, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
We're finally getting on his show.
We're being on Voltaku's show, which will be great. By the time this episode comes out, it was probably by the time this episode comes out, I'm pretty sure it'll be 3 weeks from then,
It was
or maybe even a
eons
month
ago.
from then.
Who knows?
But
Who knows?
yeah,
But
it's been a while.
We're finally going on to his show this week.
And
So
then
I've
we'll
been
have him on our show
bitching
eventually.
about him. It's like,
That's
good
gonna be a lot of
Lord,
fun.
Man, this took forever. I'm going to sit there in that chair next to him, and I'm going to tell him, I was like, it's fantastic. You got your own talk show. This is really neat. It's going to be really exciting, especially the fact that in 6 months, Jay Leno will take your show back.
This episode has been going on for a minute and 52 now.
An hour 52.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
an hour 52. Yeah, it's been an hour 52. It doesn't feel like it at all, right? It does not
It
feel
doesn't.
like
It really doesn't. It's just.
You said a minute 52.
I said a minute,
Yeah, you
an
said a
hour
minute
52, sorry.
Yeah, that's why we were like a minute 52.
Wow,
It's been
it
going
felt so
on for a
long.
minute 52.
How do we fit all that into a minute 52? What?
2 hours stretched into a minute 52.
Some like time-space bubble.
I bet you this will get cut down to like an hour 20, hour 30.
I don't really plan to cut anything out of these. Like, there's not really much to cut out. We've been talking about like fun, interesting things about the whole time.
Please censor my balls at the beginning.
Censor your I'll just zoom into your face all the way, okay?
Zoom into my balls now.
You don't have any. You don't have any. Your avatar has a robo pussy, not robo dick.
It's Robo-Bussy.
No, it's both.
It's Robussy.
Yeah, well, it's both. That's how women work. It had both. They have two. He's walking
Potato
up to the camera
Potato
now.
was still made by General Electric.
I've got tits.
Oh my god. But this was a lot of fun. We'll be back next week all three of us in VR. John will not be at his parents' house, and so he'll be back on the couch, hopefully not sick. And then you guys should hopefully see this eventually. I think you guys will probably be seeing this episode in May, so happy May, month of May. This will be like mid to late May, somewhere around there, if everything works out.
For those of you who are watching in May, are you enjoying playing the 1,000-Year Door?
Yeah,
Like,
true.
are you enjoying that?
Well, I think that still might be like a week after. We'll probably
Yeah,
have a
it's
whole
like a
episode
week
talking about the 1,000-Year Door, because you and I are going to play it. And Gears, you have a Switch?
We're gonna play it.
Yeah, you do have a Switch. Okay. Then all three of us will get around to playing Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. And I've never played the original. I've only played Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64, so
1,000-Year Door is great. 1,000-Year
yeah.
Door is
So
amazing.
we'll have a whole
Is it free,
episode
or
of it.
do I
No,
have to
it'll
buy
be a
it?
$60 game. It's a remake, but it's going to be $60.
We're gonna have 2 episodes specifically around Paper Mario in general. The first one's gonna be about the 1,000-Year Door and why we love it so much. And the second one is gonna be about Sticker Star and why whoever decided that was a good idea needs to be shot in the head.
Yeah, I played a bit of Sticker Star on the 3DS. It wasn't good. Anyways, the thing that's happening right now, which is the I was told
I played Sticker Star and I got very angry and I started a cult.
Okay, last night I was told this saying, which this does portray to ending the episode, but I was told this saying that I've never heard before, but happens all the time in my home, and I do live in the Midwest. He called it a Midwest goodbye or something like that. Continuing to inch towards the door as you have another conversation for an hour, even though you say that like you're leaving. And my family does this all the time, where you're just you're like, okay, it's time to go, and then but then you're both still just having a great conversation as you're inching towards the door slowly over like an hour or two.
I do this on calls. I do this on calls with my mom.
I don't think it's restricted to just the Midwest, but sure, we're gonna call it that because all three of us are pretty much you're like Midwest area-ish, right? No, maybe I don't remember. I'm stupid.
Where you live is not even technically classified as Midwest.
Yes, it is.
He lives in France.
No, where I live in is classified as Midwest.
Okay. then
No,
we're
you're
both from the
French
same.
now. You're
Because
French.
I'm not East Coast, but I'm Midwest at least.
Okay.
No,
I'm past
what
Ohio.
You need right now, what you need right now is a cigarette and a baguette. Right now, 'cause
No,
you're French.
no.
Oh, fuck everybody. Oh, that's a different one.
That's a no. That's
That's
Italian.
a different one.
You're turning into Super Mario there.
Oh, God.
No.
Speaking of which, the Super Mario franchise was made by General Electric.
No, we're not getting into Super Mario. It was not made by General Electric. We'll talk about this next time. We'll talk more. General Electric will have a comeback.
We'll talk
next
more about
episode.
General Electric next week.
Next episode. On the
love
next
General
episode.
Electric.
You're a loser, baby, a loser, but just
my God.
maybe
eat shit together, and things will end up differently.
Guys, if these episodes are too long, no one's going to want to watch all of our fucking bullshit rambling. I've been NanoBunTV. You can find links below to all the shit that I do, or just go to nanobun.tv. I stream, I make videos, I don't know. Whatever. John?
You can find all the stuff that I do at mythosmakers.com, which includes my webcomics, Secret of the Magic Curse, as well as all of my video games that I've made, including Shenanigans, as well as a lot of the animation stuff that I do on my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/JohnCoday, I believe. That could be wrong.
/@
it's
John
in the link below.
There's like an @ sign.
Yeah, whatever it is. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, so I do comics, I do 2D animation, and I do video game work.
And then Gears, what do you do?
I actually am planning on doing some things later on, but I don't do much because I don't like having an internet presence.
He works at General Electric.
I work at General Electric. Yeah.
And I shoot things.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And we'll see you guys next week for another episode. Audio listeners, Gears is like dancing. I don't know. John, say the thing.
Good night, everybody.
No, that's not. What is the outro thing?
This is a force that dancing. The guys with
the blue eyes.
The blue eyes.
Outro.